I think meditation goes outside of just the moment when you're inhaling and exhaling and in the moment of meditation, and goes out into the world and into the work of your life. Like when you're at the job or when you're banging your boyfriend or whatever, like those places are times when you need to be meditative.
Today I'm very excited to introduce Biet, a meditation teacher that I met here last week at the Henley. Instantly, you're an inspiration to me, so I'm really happy to have you here and share about your work. So tell me how you got into meditation and what were you doing before?
Well, it's that's a three-part story, because when I was born, I was born into the life of being raised by a shaman. And my father was, he was a psychotherapist, but also a shaman. And so it was like growing up with Mr. Miyagi. Like, I often stood on one leg by the ocean and waxed on and waxed off. Things like that were happening in my life, you know. So I was already preened for this, but I didn't want that. And when I turned about 20, I started a revolt against spirituality. And the way that I did that was by destroying everything I touched. The aim really got lost. I really got lost.
So what shifted?
I didn't literally almost die. I wasn't in an ambulance or anything, but I felt that I was on the precipice of death, and I stopped drinking. So that was an initial break, and it's been many years since then. But as I stopped drinking, I found that life was unbearable for me, because I needed a buffer between me and reality. Reality was just way too much for me, sensitive me to deal with. And so I knew I was going to need something that was going to allow me to live in the magical fairyland that was drinking myself to sleep, you know what I mean? Basically I needed an equivalent, something even better than that, you know, so that I could live, because I'm a magical creature. I'm very mystical and magical and weird and wild, and, you know, I like to be on the precipice of the edge.
On the edge.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about here. On the edge. And what about a favorite place to meditate in New York City?
I really like to meditate everywhere.
That's the practice, right?
Yeah, this is a dirty, nasty city. It's
good training ground.
Yeah. Where are you going to go? I mean, yeah, sure, I love beauty, and I'm very decadent. Part of my work is teaching people how to really embrace luxury. You know, just embrace it. It's okay. I'm all about the Buddhist idea of having complete detachment, but it's almost like the pathway to detachment is completely embracing attachment.
Right.
Because you can't be free until you really you know what, I want this. I love this. And then it's I think I can be free. I think I can let it go. But first you gotta get in there and
gotta know what you want. Yeah. Not be afraid of it. So Biet, if you had one tip for a New Yorker living daily life in the train, work, crazy, what would it be?
Well, I'd have two. Is that okay if I give two?
Totally.
So the first one would be to observe yourself as you're going through the chaos. Just kind of see yourself doing that stuff. See yourself get angry at the matcha card machine as it doesn't work, and just watch it as if you're watching a movie, rather than being all consumed in it. I am so frustrated. Just be oh, she's so frustrated. Ha ha ha. You know. The other thing would be to really follow your bliss. If you're not doing what you love, your day is gonna suck. It doesn't matter how much meditation you do. You know, you got to follow your dreams to some extent. You know, whether it's 10% or 20% of your life that you donate. I'd say give 100 if you can, but if you can't, give what you can, because otherwise, what's the point? You know. And that's what we're talking about today, right? It's about how to merge these two worlds, and how do you care so deeply about what you're wearing, but at the same time remember that your primary aim is to be in a state of joy. For me, that's a fine balance, you know, because if I go too far in one direction, I can get really lost.
So we always come back. All right. I'd like to thank you, Biet, for coming today. And this is Liz Blake, New York Natives, Kokoro Chic.